So the college football playoff bracket is set, Trav. I absolutely love it.
Do you?
Yeah. You think they got it right?
No. Well, yes.
Okay. So hold on.
Yes.
Clemson's 1.
Yeah.
Then
They're not 1, they're 12. Clemson's 12.
Oh, sorry. Yes. I have a bad graphic in front of me. That's my fault. Oregon's 1. Thank you.
Yes.
Georgia's 2.
That's right.
Boise State's 3. Arizona State is 4. Clemson's 12. Texas is 5.
Yep.
Tennessee 9. Ohio State 8. SMU 11. Penn State is 6.
Yep.
And Indiana 10. Notre Dame is 7. So the games will be Clemson at Texas, Tennessee at Ohio State, SMU at Penn State, Indiana at Notre Dame. Home college football playoff games on a home site. Absolutely love that.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Now, where you think they got it wrong, you wanted Bama to get it.
They didn't get it wrong. That's why the way you ask the question is smart, as you are. They didn't get it wrong, okay? This is personal preference. I don't give a rat's patootie about SMU. And we all know damn well, if SMU and Alabama, we were talking about Roll Tide, people. If Alabama and SMU played on a neutral site, we know what would happen to SMU, okay? We all saw Jurassic Park. We know what happened when they threw the sheep in there with the T-Rex. It didn't last long, did it? Right. But I get it. SMU had a better I can't even say that because Alabama's strength of schedule, I guess we don't care about strength of schedule anymore. SMU technically has a better record
but Alabama, don't get blown out by lose to Vanderbilt.
I know.
Don't get blown out by Oklahoma, who stinks.
I know.
SMU took care of their business.
You're right.
If Bama got in, you don't care about the games.
No.
And
okay,
SMU
so that's
lost,
where we disagree.
And SMU lost an ACC championship game.
Yeah.
So Clemson winning it stole that bid from Alabama,
Sure.
It looks like.
Yeah.
But so what? If Bama got in, though.
Yeah. Look, you're right. They earned it. Okay?
Yeah.
Where we disagree is where you said, hey, this is a better game. No, the hell it ain't. Penn State and Alabama, baby. Now that's good stuff right there. SMU and Penn State, y'all know damn well.
Can't disagree with that.
I mean, so I get it. There's a committee involved. If I'm on the committee, George would say SMU stamped their resume. You can't lose to Vandy. And he's not wrong. But if I'm in the room.
I'm not making decisions because of matchups.
I'm
putting the 12 best teams in.
I would make decisions based on matchups. I would make decisions based on brands.
Then throw away the regular season.
No,
and throw
not
away
necessarily.
Conference championship
Not
games.
necessarily. You could argue SMU's conference in the ACC is not as good as the SEC. Like, it's just that simple. And again, going back to the neutral site thing, SMU against Bama, like, come on, what are we talking about? But with that said, I do understand it, and I do get it, and it is fair to put SMU in. I just wish I was getting a little bit of Roll Tide somewhere in here.
You're looking at the brand. You're not looking at Jalen Milroe.
That's well. I'll give you my sleeper in all this that no one's talking about.
You're going to say it.
I think Notre Dame has a real shot to upset. I do believe they're going to beat Indiana.
11-1 odds, Notre Dame.
And I think they're going to upset Georgia, and here's why. Notre Dame's defense, much like Georgia, is good enough to win this whole thing.
Yeah.
The issue for Notre Dame that Georgia has as well now with the injury to their quarterback is where are you going to get offense from? Now, Georgia can run the ball, so can Notre Dame. George, potentially, assuming Notre Dame handles their business against the Hoosiers, that will be an absolute slobber knocker. I mean, rock fight city, low scoring, hard hitting. If you love defensive football, congratulations. Welcome to my club. Notre Dame and Georgia is going to be fantastic. I think because of the injury to Beck, we'll see if he even plays, but he's not going to be himself. I actually think Notre Dame's going to win that. You get that momentum of winning a couple games here, all they need is Riley Leonard to just not blow it. And he has morphed into a game-managing type quarterback. Mm-hmm. I think Notre Dame can ride this defense to the title game. And if you get to the title game, who the hell knows?
I like you were talking paths. Look at Penn State's path. Host SMU, and then neutral site game against Boise State.
Yeah, dude.
So the first round, again, the host sites. We have Clemson at Texas. Love it. Tennessee in the Horseshoe at Ohio State.
Love it.
Love it. SMU and Happy Valley at Penn State. Great. And then Indiana in front of Touchdown Jesus at Notre Dame.
Yep.
But then the quarterfinals, semifinals, championship, all bowl games, all neutral site.
Yep.
Clemson and Texas. Texas has to go through Clemson, Arizona State. That's fine. But Penn State is SMU and Boise State. Like neither is in a Power 4 conference at all.
Yep.
Such an easy path. If you're Ohio State or Oregon has to beat Ohio State or Tennessee. Are you kidding me? Ohio State has to beat Tennessee and Oregon. And if you're Georgia, I mean, if you're Notre Dame, you beat Indiana, fine, it's Indiana. But then you have to beat Georgia. The easiest path is Penn State. The hardest one by far is just that Oregon-Ohio State part. And then on the other side of it, you'd get a Texas with a Quinn Ewers that isn't that good, or an Arizona State.
You don't think
Clemson.
Quinn Ewers? You're not a Quinn Ewers guy, huh?
He between the 20s, I don't love him. He doesn't throw over the middle of the field. And that's what gets me in all this. So
right.
I like to talk about it. I also... Now, there's a talk of would you just straight up seed 1 through 12 instead of doing the highest ranked conference winners get the buys? So what we have, if you went 1 through 12 straight up, you'd have Clemson at Notre Dame, Arizona State at Penn State, SMU at Tennessee, Boise State at Indiana. To me, those are guaranteed things and blowouts. What we have, Clemson at Texas, SMU at Penn State, IU at Notre Dame, Tennessee at Ohio State, more competitive. Like the Indiana offense against that Notre Dame defense, it's going to be interesting. And Indiana can play defense. Tennessee's run game at Ohio State. And man, Ohio State playing at home, not good for them.
It's not good for them.
You have an upset fan base. They're going to be seething.
They're trying to run that coach out of town, George. So
Yes.
what happens if they get off to a slow start at home against a really good Tennessee team?
Yeah.
I think Tennessee can win that game. I'm not willing to bet it, which is shocking for me. But, and the reason why I'm not willing to bet it, on one hand, I could see Tennessee pulling off the upset because Ohio State gets off to a slow start. Those fans start booing, and they just check out. That team checks out.
Yeah.
And Tennessee's a good team. But on the other hand, Ohio State, knowing all of the things I just said, could come in there buttoned up and put up 21 before you can blink.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, well, maybe this team, because let us not forget, this team in Eugene barely lost to the Ducks.
Yeah.
So if Ohio State can have a impressive win at home over a really good SEC Tennessee team, they could play Oregon on a neutral site, and it's really hard to beat good teams 2 times in a row. So I could see Ohio State rattling that off. So that's why I don't want to even touch that game. But just look at that we'll call it the first half of Tennessee-Ohio State. Keep your eye on that, because if Ohio State's on upset alert, it's because how Tennessee started, and they started slow.
First time they don't convert on third down,
right.
tried out the punter, the boos rain down on Ryan Day.
Dude. Yeah.
What I love, too, Boise State will be in the Fiesta Bowl.
Yep.
The Arizona State will be Mercedes-Benz Bowl and Atlanta Peach Bowl. Oregon, whoever they get, Rose Bowl. Perfect. Best bowl
So
game there
Oregon,
is.
too.
Georgia would be in the Sugar Bowl. So, again, everything is home field for the top seeds, and then it'll go neutral
Isn't
site
this
bowl
great?
game. Who do you think wins the whole thing? Real quick.
Oh God, how do you bet against Oregon at this point, right?
Yeah.
So I would probably go chalk here and go Oregon. They just seem to have everything together. Defense
Ducks
is
are
fast.
rolling, yeah.
Dylan Gabriel, they're well coached. I would go Ducks.
If I believed in Carson Beckmore or Quinn Ewers, then I would think Texas or Georgia, but I like the Ducks. Look, hey, committee got it right by going to 12 teams. The ACC and Big 12 championship game mattered.
Yeah.
The end of the regular season college football mattered.
Yep.
And all these games we'll watch on December 20th and December 21st, they matter. We're not just going to be waiting around for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So they got it right. I can't wait for the madness. We'll see the chaos.
I miss Roll Tide, but I understand.